Hey, Chapee here, and I'm sitting in a park at night. That's kind of weird, isn't it, with the bike just here, but this is what I call a proper test ride of a bike. I've been up through the twisty roads on a Bonneville 2016 T120 1200cc, and I got to tell you, enjoyed it. So why at night time? Well, to me, that gives you a better test of the bike. You see a lot of people doing test rides during the day. They'll talk to you while they're on the bike, and that's all fine and good and cool. But at night, the bike comes into its own. You get to see whether the lights work, how well they work, how the instruments are easy to work with, where you can see the gauges. So you pick up a lot more things than what you would if you just rode the bike during the day. So I put on today the, got to break out the Fonzie jacket. It is a Bonneville. It looks nice and retro. They've done a great job with this bike of doing things like making it look like there's a carburetor there when there isn't. It's all fly-by-wire. And this bike was a really enjoyable ride, I have to say. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The T120s, they come out of the factory with 76 brake horsepower. They have a beautiful low-end, smooth delivery of torque. I think it's 160 Newton meters of torque. But it's delivered at a low end of the torque range. So what happens is you get good throttle responsiveness on this bike in any gear, to be honest. I rolled it on in 6th gear on the motorway back there, and it just has a ton of power. Came up through the twisties, the hills at night, and felt really comfortable, seated well on the bike. So do I like it? Absolutely. This particular bike is one that we just got in yesterday where I'm working currently, and it has a bunch of upgrades on it. It's got the his and hers king and queen seat, his and hers. that sounds wrong, doesn't it? But it's got the king and queen seat upgrade, which is just a more padded, nice and domed seat, and that was super comfortable. You've got a nice little kick up at the back there to separate the two sections of the seat. It has got the Triumph actual leather panniers on there. It's got the backrest on there. It has got bar end mirrors on it. It's got a little screen, the Triumph screen's on there. And I've got to tell you, coming from riding my Harley where I've got a big full screen in front of me, yeah, you definitely still are copping the wind. It does take a bit off your chest area, but I was riding just with my open face helmet, and really a bike like this probably is going to be much more enjoyable with a full face helmet to get that wind away a bit. But comfortable ride. Knee pads on the tank is not a little extra on this bike. It's got Vance & Hines upgraded pipes. It's got the catalytic converter delete on it, so it's got a nice note to it, and nice smooth delivery of power, I have to say, and nimble. Like, you get on this bike, it weighs, I think, around about 238 kilos, but it's low down weight. And coming off a big cruiser like I've been riding, and you get on a bike like this, it's just fun. Capital F-U-N, man, it is just fun. It twists around, you can throw it about really easily. It's got a lot of good lean angle to it, and just nice smooth power, easy to ride. So I've got to say, if you're looking for a bike that will do your weekend away or go for a week away, you want to just have a nip through the traffic if it's a work daily commute, or you want something you can just head up into the hills and have a nice spirited ride around the twisties, this is a good bike. This one you'd ride away for around about $17,500. It's only got 16,000 K on it, and I tallied up today, there's over $5,000 worth of extras on this bike if you were to buy a new one and add all those items to the bike. So how would I rate it? You know what? The lights at night, fantastic, much better than my own bike. The high beam really lit up the road well. Instruments were really clear and easy to read from the dash. The Triumph 120s have 2 ride modes at a press of a button because it's fly-by-wire running through an electronic management system. So what you've got there is you've got road and rain settings, had it in road, ton of responsiveness. If you want to put it in rain, it just desensitizes the throttle response, the ABS. But you've got a bike here with ABS and traction control. Just an all-round nice bike. Got to say, I rate it very highly. Really liked it. It's the sort of bike you would just jump on and go for a nice easy ride on. Let's take you around the bike a little bit more, show you what it's like. There's the bike there. It's a good looking, cool bike. There's dresser bars on there just to protect the engine side there as well. Nice little front screen on the bike. Just super easy ride. So there you have it, a true test review in the sense that I've ridden it in the night time, much more telling to ride a bike at night, see what actually works, what doesn't work, how easy it is to use the instruments, how good the high beam is. And I got to say, really like this bike. Triumph Bonneville T120. I think they hit this bike out of the park. It is a super good bike and really affordable. This one, 2016, 17.5 grand, Triumph Prestige Motors down in Maroochydore on the Sunshine Coast. This will be there on the rack tomorrow, so if you want to snap this bad boy up, come on down and see me. Thanks for having a look at my review.